Missing many, yeah. Might just cop a new fit just for the sold out show. Then I'll be moving offline, off backstage, lights off. Cut your line off, cast my mind off. Cost of my loss, expensive time lost. I might rise off, take some more time offline. Lately I've been thinking way too abstract in my mind. I come up with these. So what inspired me was the thoughts keeping you up at night, having so much whizzing around in your head that you can't quite make sense of them, can't quite organize them. Like different themes, they could be like ideas you might have, they could be overthinking certain scenarios, what's going on in your personal life, or just thinking about life in general. So I was really trying to make sense of these things whizzing around, like have them laid out in front of me in the music format, which, you know, I call lullabies. And the whole idea after that would be that they would then help me sleep, help me to feel some sense of ease, and I'd be like, okay, they're all laid out here now, I can listen to them, they're all speaking one by one, they're not all bombarding me with shit. Yeah, it's a way of me making sense of those thoughts when you're trying to sleep. Yeah. I didn't actually make it first. No, I was. I think I made 245 ideas first. The offering came along because there's I imagine myself roaming, kind of like a desert wasteland when I'm singing it, and I feel like that's what life is. People just roaming, people be walking, trying to search for themselves, and it's almost like you're being monitored by some kind of higher being in a way. And yeah, the song kind of explores me questioning whether I'm an offering for like a higher purpose in the world. So yeah, that's what the offering was about. And then it kind of switches into a more playful tone with Wonderland, where I've kind of like found my place where I'm meant to be, or not meant to be in a way, because when you're there it's comfortable, and it's not right to be in a comfortable place, not right to be in a comfortable position. You feel like something's a bit off. So that's those two things kind of work together with each other and create a sense of uneasiness. My friend from college, his name's Riff, he produced 5 of them. Bill produced 1, which was Pebble Beaches, and then another friend called Dom produced The Offering. And yeah, working with a lot of people is really good because, you know, you get a different, sonically, their own tag on it, and I feel like when all of those were brought together, it just blended in nicely with the whole theme of the project, which was really nice to be a part of. And I hope they feel it's just as good being a part of it as well themselves. I'm sure they do. I have to ask them. Yeah. It's definitely the most easy one to listen to out of the project. It's got like it sounds like it's meant for radio. It's something that I feel people relate to a lot as well. It's kind of like if you're up at 2:45, it's mostly for people that their brain is working overtime at that time. You're probably overthinking about stuff. So yeah, in the song I kind of explore the kind of things that I'm thinking about at that time. And it's a reassurance kind of song for me. Yeah, as I said, that's the song where I feel like I explore the most, the kind of things that keep me up, the kind of themes. Yeah. My mind, circle in my mind, bigger ideas, circle in my mind. I can show you paradise with perfect stacks. Reason why my money flow can never relax. Lately I've been feeling they don't like my raps. singer, I can switch on tracks. Never been interested in hand-me-downs. I'm getting it for myself, so I can't pass blaming around. And I've really been done of second guessing on my sound. Cause honestly, if I don't write these songs, my head get cloudy. On my bad side. When I was writing Don't Shoot the Messenger, it was just meant to be predominantly for me. The whole project was just meant to be a kind of like a Nip Frayzier project. But when I made it and I was listening to the hook and also the first verse I wrote, I felt that Logan could suit the track very well. Like his voice and the way he uses it, he could, and also just the kind of artist he is, I felt like he could tap into the kind of theme that I was going for pretty easily, and he did exactly that. He came out with a really good verse. Yeah, and I think that he really adds to the project. So shout out to Logan for that.
Oh no, don't shoot. I thought I told you, you can only bang if you're ready to get banged too.
So let's see. I remember the first time I met him, because like we've been to hella motors, but like the first time I heard of him, like basically the sixth form I went to was the sixth form that he used to go to, if that makes sense. So like when I got there, he just left because I went after year 11, innit? Like when we started sixth form. So yeah, obviously there's other people that like from the sixth form that knew Nick. So then when they found out I did music, they was like, yo, Nick does music as well. So I was like, alright, bet, I'll check him out. And like, yeah, I fucked with it. I fucked with the style. So I was like, I'm down to work with this because like, you know, I make music as well. So like we had that mutual understanding, you know what I mean? Like I thought it was hella solid, and I thought there was like mad elements to it. Like compared to like most of the stuff that comes out of UK, like it's its own thing, you know what I mean? I think that's like one of the most important aspects to have as an artist, because it's like you have to be different, you know? Like you have to set yourself apart from like everybody else, and then that's when you inspire a lot of people, and then that's when, you know, people will be more likely to gravitate towards you, because it's like they can't find this anywhere else, you know? Well, the way it happened, he just hit me up and was like, yo, he wants to make this tune. Like he had the beat and everything, and like he had his verse and that. So then he just sent it to me, and then like he told me a little bit about the concept. So I was like, alright, bet, let me just work off of that. Let me spin off of that. But yeah, my approach to it, like I was trying to make something like intimate, you know, like something that's like detailed and like has a lot of like kind of just like it'll make you think. Like there's a lot of descriptive elements, and like I was trying to show off my taste in a sense, like things that aesthetics that I like, that I find cool, or that I'd associate to myself, you know, like I just feel naturally. And then I'd say lastly, like I kind of wanted to portray like a lifestyle which surrounds me. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially being from Croydon, and like it doesn't mean it's a bad area. Like Croydon has a lot of potential. I think eventually people will see that, they'll realize that. If you want to find me on Instagram and Twitter, it's Pretty Bastard with 2 D's at the end. So remember that. And my Spotify is just Logan. I'm Logan, and yeah, that's it.
That's interesting you say that, because when I made Offline, I was thinking more of being disconnected from everyone else and taking time to focus on yourself rather than interacting with other people. So it's quite a lonely song for me when I made it. I imagine myself kind of like alone, kind of like shut off from everyone backstage. When I say like backstage, lights off, the lights are off, it's kind of like I'm alone in the room. And I feel that's good. People need to take some time off to take a step back and focus on themselves, not be dwelling on what everyone else is doing, and value other people's opinions to such a high regard that it's affecting your mental state and the way you live your life. So yeah, that song is kind of me being ghosting really, like off social media, off talking to people, which people have said that I do that quite often, but it's for yourself. Like, you know what you need to do, like, for yourself. And if you need some time out from talking to people and you just want to focus on yourself and kind of heal yourself, then that's the best thing to do. That's a really good question. I'm actually glad you asked that. So my friend Kat, she did a she's an abstract artist, and I gave her the brief of what the project would be about, and she came out with that.
I'm Kat, and I do painting at Campbell. I'm doing a degree. When Nick first asked me about it, it was meant to come out on Halloween, so that was like always like a theme sort of in the background. And then all of Nick's tunes kind of like a bit underlyingly dark, to be fair, so I kind of like had that in mind, and then the kind of two together had this like demony idea. But we work pretty like together-ish on stuff, so like at the start we'll just brainstorm shit and he'll send me bits of tracks and then I'll like process it, say what I think, and most of the time we're on the same wavelength about it, and we've like thought similar things, because like we like the fact that I like Nick's music anyway, like it'd be so much more hard to make it for someone that you didn't really understand the tunes, so it makes it quite easy, to be honest. And everything, but this one I just drew it up and then I use acrylic because it's so much quicker than like if you bash it. If you need to like do like several because it's not right, it's so much quicker to use acrylic. And then I just put it on Photoshop and inverted the colours because it was red to start with, not black.
Yeah, with something that you wanted, I feel like in a relationship there's always someone giving more than the other person. So, and it's normally when someone feels like someone's veering away from them, you start investing more of yourself into them. So it kind of leaves you thinking, yeah, I thought that's something that you wanted. You wanted me to invest more of myself into you, but you seem to be pushing yourself away from me even more and more. So that's what that song's about. So the main concept behind Pebble Beaches would be oxymorons, battling with this bittersweet feeling and sensation, pain and pleasure. I say that using the metaphor Pebble Beaches because the beach is a beautiful place to be. You feel like, you know, you're in awe of nature, and then the pebbles along the beach kind of contradict that in a way, because if you're walking across it, there's a slight it feels like discomforting in a way. It's not fully all comfort, although you're gazing across this beautiful sea and you have some discomfort there that you're feeling. And I was really trying to explore whether having that discomfort there actually adds to the overall experience, and you therefore feel more pleasure. So that song is kind of following along those oxymoron lines, and also it's just to do with the my tone of voice through it as well. I feel like there's parts where I'm shouting. There's a little bit of a narrative as well in the middle of the song, where I come out of myself and I'm speaking from a different character. Yeah, so like the shouting along with the quite haunting harmonies to go alongside it, I think creates exactly the picture I was going for, really. You're not quite sure whether it's a comforting song. Oh.
Hey.
Hey man, how's it going?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. Finally put a face to the name.
I'm waking up, I got no choice. Like a fabric baby, feeling me, giving me more reason to show up. Friday, waking up bleeding all through the weekend. Yes, this one is toxic.
And yeah, you've played a big part in making the project possible, and I just want to thank you for that. All of the songs on there you produced, I think, yeah, bar one, which was offline. Yeah, so first we met on Sound Better. Yeah, So that's a site for anyone who don't know, that you go on there and you pretty much put up a brief, I think you call it, of what kind of thing you want to, what kind of job you want done. It's got like different kind of mixing engineers on there. Can you just, is it like just mixing engineers that's on there, or is it like anyone to do with audio? Like,
it's everything. It goes from you know, musicians to producers to mastering engineers. I do. I'm a drummer by trade. I've been playing drums for 30 years, and so when I found out about the site, it was basically to try to do session work while I was home.
yeah,
And I've been doing that forever. So in the last few years, last 8 years, I've been doing mixing sort of for friends and for like small jobs and things like that.
yeah,
And so when I got with Sound Better, I realized there was like, you know, 20 to 1 more mixing jobs than there were drumming jobs.
right,
So I was like, all right, I'll put my hat in the ring to try to do more mixing. And over the last few years, I've been doing it for, like, I still play band. I still play with my band, OK Go, which has been my main job for the last 21 years.
yeah,
For the last 3 years, I've been able to work a lot through Sound Better and meet people from all over the world to help them with their projects. And that's how I met you. So I was like, you know, like when I can hear something is really strong, I'll kind of do whatever I can to get it, because like try to get the job, because I always know that if the artistry is really good, if I do a really great job, then a relationship can happen, and then I could potentially do more songs. And then if what I hear, if I'm not an A&R guy, but if what I hear sounds cool, chances are really good other people are going to think it's cool, and it'll go on to be something really special for the artist. And then, you know, maybe at some point down the road it'll be special for me, because I get to see the artist do something, and then if things work out for them, then I can get more jobs that are just as cool.
yeah.
So that's sort of my approach. I mix for money, but really that's a really secondary thing for me, is like being able to be involved with artists that have something cool to say, and in saying it in a cool way, and creating that relationship is by far more important to me. And then like that's the relationship part, and then the other part is like just the craft of it. And trying to take something that you produced, or you worked with a producer, and just take it up another level so it sounds better than what you thought, but like it could sound bigger and more connected to what your vision is. Myself to other good sounding R&B and like rap stuff with your song. Like I'd take a little snip of it, and be like, this is an example of some of the best work I've done.
Yeah, you should, because that was some really good mixing work. Like, I would be surprised if anyone turns you down now after hearing that kind of mixing work. They'll have to be crazy to, honestly. So yeah, you should. I'm glad you're doing that.
Yeah.
Helping each other, because that project's got a lot of people. They're like, more eyes are on me now through that whole project. So I'm building like my fan base. That's like I wanted to release it quite early in the year to establish how I want to take the year as well. So I'm just trying to really plug in and like establish that from the very front. So it's like helping each other. That's what I like about building these kind of relationships, because it's mutually beneficial, and also if you get along well with the person, which I feel like I do with you, like it just makes working with them so much more easier and so much more enjoyable.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's such an honor, because it's like I'm technically in the service industry. Like I'm supposed to sort of deliver you a product, but what's the great thing is that the product, the thing that you're doing is so close to your heart that it's like a double win for me, because it feels good to make something awesome in the world, but it's also feels really good that the friendship is like upholding this thing. Like, I don't know how long you've been a musician or a rapper, but like to see it come up is like, it's kind of, it's almost as fulfilling as being a dad.
Yeah.
Not that I'm like your dad, but what I'm saying is like, these are little kids, right? These songs are like little children.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
That's how I feel as well.
If you see that, if they come up and they're awesome, then you're fucking happy.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
definitely. They're definitely pieces of me. Like, yeah, they're 100% pieces of me. I definitely feel close to them when I make them, and also through the process of making it, I spend so much time on it. You know, the notes I send you can sometimes be so detailed and like meticulous, which I feel like you respond to well, because you know, when most people, they're like, oh, that's not really an issue because they can't hear it. But sometimes as an artist, when you're making music, when you're listening back to it, that's the only thing you can hear in the track. And if you keep playing it and playing it, you're like, I just need to get that fixed because it's bugging you. It kind of like ruins the whole track for you. I feel like really patient through that process as well, which most people don't do. Most people don't have that patience with the artist when they're making something.
Well, you know, like I said, I've been a professional recording artist for 20 years, and I've been on that side of the glass, so to speak, like listening to my own albums with my band and being super concerned about the tiniest little sounds. So, like, I absolutely know that feeling, and you're a good communicator. So, like, and I listen to your project and these projects so closely that I try my best to find those little things that might be wrong and try to figure out ways to fix them, because it really, it's in the details that makes these things really stand out. So, like, I try to be as patient and as tireless about finding what it is what's wrong for you, but then overall I'm trying to figure out what's the best experience for the audience. You know, like, I want to make this, I want it to sound really good in cars, I want to make it sound really good on laptops, I want your earbuds to sound great. Like, that's really, it's really an all-encompassing kind of pursuit for me. I once described your project, and you can use this quote or not, I don't care, but I told somebody, I was just like, look, if Tom York was a rapper and he was going to do his own rap record, this is what it sounds like. And I think I was sort of qualifying the fact that you do a lot of sort of like sung harmonious parts that are there's a lot of harmonies and things, and like you sort of come at this thing. I was almost like, I described this project like, it's like this rapper who's like part choir boy takes the listener into a place that's like, I just don't think I've ever heard that before. So like, it sounds really antithetical, but like, it's competitive. I really like the fact that it doesn't, like, some people like really pride themselves on being like, I'm doing my own thing, and you know, this is all about me, and this is all about my artistry. And sometimes that notion makes it seem like an excuse to not be competitive. Like your music, I think, up against anything that's going out there, is neck and neck. It's a competitive sound. I think you've got a real chance to be playing with the big dogs in terms of quality of artistry, messaging, and sonics. So I think it's really competitive, and that's a big thing.
Yeah, thanks, man. Honestly, that's what I hope to be. That's what I hope to be doing. Give it a few, however long it takes. Honestly, but I'm glad you feel that way. I was looking forward to working with you more in the future. Honestly, got a lot more things planned.
Totally be down for that. And I'm paying attention to what you guys are doing, and how the rollout goes, and you make sure that you let us know when you come to the United States.
Oh, 100%, man. Same for you if you come to London.
There's plans too. We'll be back probably sometime next year for some touring and things like that, but I'll be in touch. You're in London, right?
Yeah, London.
Okay, cool.
Cool. So let us know.
if you come out to LA, because you're gonna get invited, you're gonna get signed. The majors are gonna find you.
Alright, man, it's been really nice talking to you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for letting me be a part of this, and good luck with everything.
Yeah, you too, man. I'll talk soon.
Okay, sounds good, man.
See you, man.
Bye.
I'm gonna get weirder and probably better as well. I'll say weirder in a way because I won't be holding back as much of myself in the music. I'll be more comfortable, and you know, it's what people would want to hear, because you know it's been received so well, this project, which I can tell people like it when I get weird, which is just being myself, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna just be showing more of myself, not exactly hold back, put it through a filter really. Yeah, I'll just be more true, going into different genres and trying to make rap have some kind of substance again. Yeah, because I feel like right now it's just the same kind of drone, and especially like the commercial stuff and like the common rap, like it's becoming quite boring. So I want to add something new, add a bit of spice, like in something, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, something like that.
Ever since last August, bitches preying me now, I'm coming on. Give a fuck about scenery, none of this ain't new to me. I couldn't give a fuck if none of you would. I've been broken down, heavy, yeah. But my spirit never lost its way forward, no fucking way. And don't ever try and undermine my words, cause they mean so much more than you could know, more than it could show. So just jump, jump. Cross a line with me to keep you safe. That bulletproof jacket won't protect you in your face. Go read the law, Elita just dropped a hello on my head. Who the fuck allowed this sick of us of mine?